20 truck simulators, one mobile device, and only one of them deserves to be called the best. I've driven every single game on this list, hundreds of hours, real hours, not sponsored hours. And what I found shocked me. Some of the biggest names in mobile trucking don't even crack the top 10. The game everyone expects to win #1, it's not guaranteed. Stick around. This is Captain Drive, the road no one else knows. If you're new here, here's what we do. We don't hype games because a developer paid us to. We don't chase trends. We drive, we test, we rank based on what actually matters behind the wheel. Today we're ranking the 20 best truck simulator games on Android and iOS right now in 2026. Driving physics, map and route variety, customization depth, long-term progression, overall polish, every category tested. And at the very end, I'm giving you 3 upcoming mobile truck games nobody else is covering yet. One of them comes from a team with direct ties to Truckers of Europe 3. You're going to want to see that. So here's the real question. Out of 20 games, how many are actually worth the storage space on your phone? Let's find out. Starting at number 20. Before we start, you need to understand why this list is different. Most top truck games videos are reused thumbnails and copy-paste descriptions. No real gameplay, no real opinion. I played every game on this list personally. I judged each one on 5 things: driving physics, map and route variety, customization depth, long-term progression, and overall polish. Does it feel finished, or does it feel like an unfinished cash grab dressed up with a flashy icon? Some of these games are genuinely impressive. Some of them are barely holding together. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly which is which. 20 games, one road. Let's drive. This is the game that gets recommended a lot, and I get why. It's accessible, it's simple, and it runs on almost anything. But that's also the problem. It plays it safe. The map feels thin once you've driven it a few times, and the customization barely scratches the surface compared to what's coming later on this list. Fine for a casual afternoon, forgettable after that. There's something satisfying about hauling genuinely massive loads in this one. The weight physics on heavy cargo are better than you'd expect, but the routes repeat fast, and the progression system runs out of things to offer you after just a few hours. It's a strong concept that needed twice the content to back it up. This one carved out its own lane, literally. Hauling unstable liquid cargo up steep hill climbs adds a layer of tension most truck sims don't even attempt. The tanker's sway mechanic is genuinely clever, but outside of that one gimmick, there's not much depth here. One good idea stretched thin. A decent jack-of-all-trades game. Multiple cargo types, a reasonable variety of trucks, nothing that blows you away, but nothing that actively frustrates you either. It's the definition of a mid-tier truck sim. Worth a download if everything above it is taken up on your phone's storage. Not worth prioritizing over it. Game Pickle clearly aimed for extra challenging, and they hit that mark. The difficulty curve here is real. Tight European roads, unforgiving turns, and trucks that punish sloppy driving. If you want something that humbles you, this delivers. The trade-off is a smaller map than the competition, which limits how long it holds your attention. McGeek's built something that looks premium. The European highways, cities, and countryside routes are genuinely well-designed, and it feels like a pro experience in the visuals department. But the actual driving mechanics underneath that polish are surprisingly basic. Style over substance, but the style is good enough to earn its spot here. HVN Games leaned hard into atmosphere, and it pays off. The Dangerous Roads branding isn't just marketing the terrain, genuinely tests you. Where it loses points is consistency. Some routes feel meticulously crafted, others feel rushed. When a game shows you what it's capable of and then doesn't deliver that everywhere, it's hard to rank it higher. This is a comfortable, competent European trucking experience. Nothing on this list reinvents anything at this position, and that's fine. It does the fundamentals reliably. Steady controls, steady visuals, steady cargo loop. If reliable is what you're after over exciting, this earns a permanent spot on your home screen. Century Games brought genuine production value here, and it shows. Truckstar plays more like a hybrid part simulator, part lighter arcade experience, and that blend works for a wider audience than the hardcore sim crowd. If you came to this video as a die-hard simulation purist, this might rank lower for you personally. For general appeal, it earns its spot. This is where things start getting serious. Zoox built an actual business simulation layered on top of the driving. You're not just hauling cargo, you're building a logistics empire, hiring drivers, managing a fleet, competing in multiplayer seasons. The driving itself is solid, not spectacular, but the depth of the business layer is what pulls this into the top 11. If you like long-term progression systems, this is one of the most replayable games on the entire list. That's the bottom half. Functional, sometimes impressive, but none of them quite crack what I'd call elite tier. The next 10 are where this gets serious. This is the first game on the list where the gear systems genuinely feel authentic. Manual transmission options, realistic torque behavior, mechanical depth that most mobile sims skip entirely because it's harder to build. It rewards players who actually want to learn truck mechanics, not just point and drive. The map size is the only thing holding it back from climbing even higher. This isn't really a driving game first. It's a logistics empire builder that happens to include driving, and it's genuinely deep. Global operations, fleet management, hiring, route analysis, a real economic simulation underneath the trucks. For players who care more about running a trucking company than the act of driving itself, this might honestly be your number one. For a pure driving sim ranking, the business focus is exactly why it sits at 9 instead of higher. This game knows exactly what it wants to be, and it executes that vision well. Heavy, oversized cargo, real weight shift physics, routes through both cities and off-road terrain that actually test how that weight behaves under pressure. It's a specialist game, and as a specialist game, it succeeds. What separates this one is consistency. Every system, physics, cargo variety, route design, feels like it was built by people who actually understand what trucking simulation fans want. There's no standout gimmick here. There doesn't need to be. It's a complete, well-rounded package, which honestly puts it ahead of games with flashier individual features, but weaker overall execution. Don't let the name fool you. This has aged better than almost anything else in this tier. Detailed environments, smooth handling, and a driving feel that stayed competitive against newer releases years later. That kind of staying power says something about how well it was built in the first place. Genuinely underrated in 2026. We are 5 games away from number 1, and I promise you the gap between 6 and 5 gets noticeably bigger. This is where realism stops being a buzzword and starts being a system. Fuel consumption that actually matters. Tire pressure you have to monitor. Engine condition that degrades if you neglect maintenance. Most mobile truck sims fake these mechanics for show. Grand Truck Simulator 2 makes them functional. If you want a serious, technical trucking experience instead of a casual one, this is one of the most underrated titles in the entire genre. This game built its entire identity around difficulty, and it earns every bit of that reputation. Steep hills, narrow mountain roads, rough, unforgiving terrain, manual transmission options that genuinely change how you have to drive. This isn't a relaxing cruise, it's a challenge. And for hardcore sim fans, that challenge is exactly the appeal. The graphics and truck modeling back it up just as well as the difficulty does. This is the hidden gem most casual players completely overlook, and that's a mistake. Detailed truck interiors, realistic engine sounds, large maps inspired by real-world regions, a dynamic weather system and day-night cycle that genuinely change how routes feel depending on when you drive them. This is a deep, technical simulation hiding behind a title that doesn't get nearly the attention it deserves. If you've never heard of it before this video, that's exactly the gap we exist to close. We're down to 2, and honestly, these next 2 could have swapped places depending on the week I tested them. Dual Carbon built something that genuinely rivals current console quality visuals on a mobile screen. Realistic American-inspired environments, multiple chassis configurations, 6x4, 8x4, day cab, low roof, high roof, rigid, single, double, and triple trailer setups, each with different handling characteristics. A full business layer with garages, warehouses, and passive income on top of the driving itself. Detailed cabin walkarounds, sleep mechanics, weather systems, day-night cycles. The only thing keeping this from number 1 is map size. The world is still relatively limited compared to what's coming next. And players have said exactly that in their own reviews. Expand that map, and this game has a real case for taking the crown outright. This is still the benchmark. Not because it's flashy, not because it's the newest, because it does everything the genre demands, at a level almost nothing else on mobile has matched. Multiple European-style trucks, modeled with real attention to detail. Large open maps that don't feel like reused, copy-pasted roads. Multiplayer that actually works instead of existing as a checkbox feature. Cargo variety that gives you a reason to keep driving past hour 1. Smooth, responsive controls that work whether you're brand new to trucking sims or you've been driving them for years. What puts it at number 1 isn't one standout feature. It's that there's no glaring weakness anywhere. Every other game on this list has a but. Big rigs, but the map's too small. Universal, but it's underexposed. World truck driving, but it's punishingly difficult for newcomers. Truckers of Europe 3 doesn't have that but. It's the most complete package in the genre. Full stop. If you've been sleeping on this one, this is your sign. And if you've already been playing it, you already know exactly why it's sitting at number 1. That's the full 20. But here's what nobody else in this space is talking about: 3 mobile truck games on the way that could shake up this entire list. This one matters because of who's behind it. The development pedigree traces back to the same team responsible for Truckers of Europe 3, and that connection alone should have your attention. Early confirmed features point to deeper European roots, expanded cargo systems, and the kind of foundation that made TOE3 the benchmark in the first place. This is the single biggest search gap in mobile trucking content right now. Almost nobody is covering it, we are. The original earned its reputation through difficulty, steep hills, rough terrain, manual transmission depth. A sequel built on that foundation, with modern engine improvements and an expanded world, has a real path to climbing straight into this list's top 5 on release. If the difficulty identity carries over and the map expands the way early signs suggest, this could be one of the most important releases in the genre this year. Less is confirmed here, but the concept alone is worth watching. A mobile trucking experience built specifically around highway-scale driving, long-haul routes, and the kind of open road feel that's harder to nail on a phone screen than people realize. Keep this one on your radar. 3 games, 0 hype, just facts as they're confirmed. That's the only way we cover anything on this channel. 20 games ranked the only way that matters by actually driving every single one of them. Truckers of Europe 3 holds the crown. Truck Simulator Big Rigs is closing the gap fast. And 3 upcoming releases could completely reshuffle this list within the year. When Road Life Europe and World Truck Driving Simulator 2 drop, we'll be testing them the same way. No hype, no shortcuts, just the road. If this list saved you from downloading 5 games you didn't need, that's exactly what this channel is for. Subscribe if you want the rankings nobody else is willing to give you straight. Captain Drive, the road no one else knows. See you on the next road.